So we're here today. We just opened the Blaster Soundwave. What is it? 35th anniversary edition special art.
Yes.
80s style Generation 1 extravaganza, for lack of a better word. So we played one quick game with it before we started recording, just to get a sense of how the decks feel. Soundwave is very Pierce heavy. Blaster is very bold heavy.
Yes. A lot of tough damage resistance built into the Blaster deck. But a lot of Pierce coming into them, so not necessarily blocking that extra damage because the damage is still getting through.
Yeah. So, just for those of you that don't know, Soundwave and Blaster, they are boomboxes, and they each have these 3 cassettes, which are additional characters that start underneath the card, and you have to flip Blaster or Soundwave to their bot mode, and you get to deploy one of the cassettes.
The cassette deploys in bot mode, which is interesting, and it's also allowed to attack that same turn.
Yep.
If you wanted to.
So you've got essentially 4 possible characters at your disposal. So Soundwave comes with Ravage, Frenzy, and Buzzsaw. So Ravage is what is he? Is he a dog? A cat? I don't know. Dog, I think. Frenzy is a little bot, and Buzzsaw is the vulture bot, one of the vulture bots.
You've got the mini cassettes on this side, and you've got Eject, who turns into a bot. You've got a Ram Horn. He looks like a rhino. And then you've got Steeljaw, looking like a lion. One other interesting aspect about the Blaster and Soundwave cards is that your starting star limit increases by 1 for each mini cassette on your starting team. So even though the total of the characters is 25 stars, there are 3 star cards in the deck, because Blaster and Soundwave are
10 stars each.
Each 10 stars, and allowing you to break the star limit rule by reducing your starting star limit for each cassette in your starting team.
Alright, so we've already shuffled, so I think we'll get ready to play. So like I said, the 3 cassettes just go underneath, and then you want to
let's roll
to go first.
Yeah.
A 5. A 1. I'll go first this time.
See if it works in your favor.
Yeah. 3, and then draw 1. Alright. Alright, so as always, can't play a card on your first turn, but I can flip and deploy. So I'm going to deploy Ravage. Ravage comes out and he's got Pierce 2, and each of your characters that has 10 stars or more has Tough 1. So Soundwave now has Tough 1. And I'm gonna...
Now, does Soundwave have any other abilities when you deploy a character?
Oh yeah. So when you do, you look at your opponent's hand and choose a card from it. Your opponent puts that card on top of their deck. Jeez.
A force field, an escape route, and one of the new cards, Recover Cassette, which if you have Blaster or Soundwave on the battlefield, you may put one of your mini cassettes from the battlefield under it. If you do, you can repair 2 damage from one of your characters. Then you have to put that card, the Recover Cassette, in your KO area.
Well, I'm going to put the Recover Cassette on top of here. because that's a really powerful card, and I kind of don't care about you having a blue because I'm piercing for 2 with Ravage.
Thanks.
So I attack with Ravage. And I actually flipped 2 black pips, so I'm piercing for 3.
And I would have blocked for 3, but taken 3 damage. Alright. Drawing a card here. Alright, so I am going to flip Blaster. And I'm going to deploy Ramhorn. When Ramhorn defends, you may play a white armor from your... So, it's got an interesting ability there.
And your special ability. When you flip.
And then, when you deploy a mini cassette from under this to the battlefield in bot mode, you can play the top card of your deck also, which is Recover Cassette. What a horrible card to see here. So I really don't want to use that. So I'm just going to let it go. Actually, it doesn't say may play. It says play the top card of your deck. So I guess I'm recovering this cassette.
You may. The choice of the card says you may, right? You may put one of your mini cassettes.
Ah, yes, you may put one of your mini cassettes.
So
well, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Plus he's...
And then it says if you do, repair 2 damage. So I'm just
Yeah.
choosing not to do that. Alright, that would have been horrible to just have to put my cassette right back under my character. I can play 1 card this turn. So I'm going to escape route here. Let's see if we can set Blaster up for next turn. And then I'll attack with Ramhorn into Ravage. Another Recover Cassette. Wow. So I'm only attacking for 3.
I'm blocking 3.
Great.
I flipped a handheld blaster. Got that double blue pip. Draw a card. And I'm gonna flip Soundwave. I'm gonna put a Scoundrel's Blaster onto Soundwave and attack Ramhorn for 2 pierce.
Alright. So when this defends, you may play an armor. So I'm going to put a force field onto Blaster.
Okay.
Why not? I'm blocking 4.
Take 2 pierce.
Alright, drawing a card. Alright, let's try this again with Blaster. Flipping Blaster to deploy one of the guys here. And we will deploy Steeljaw. So he has bold 1, and then each of your characters that has 10 stars or more also have bold 1. Alright. And then play the top card of your deck. Ah, Force Field. Great. Let's put it onto Steeljaw. Why not? Alright. So then... let's play a Daring Counterattack. So, choose one of your characters. It gets +1 until end of turn for each Autobot mini cassette in your KO area. If you have Blaster on the battlefield, the chosen character also gets Pierce 6 until end of turn. So I'm going to give Pierce 6 to Blaster, and then we're going to attack. So let's take a swing at Soundwave here. For 8, and 6 of it is Pierce.
Well, I'm blocking 5 for all the good that did. So I'm taking 6.
Alright. And then let's take a swing here with Steeljaw. And let's swing him into Ravage here.
Hold on. I'm still switching. I'm grabbing the Scoundrel's Blaster out of the... And then what are we doing?
Steeljaw into Ravage. And we're swinging for 5.
Blocking 3.
Taking 2.
And then we untap. I'm going to flip Soundwave, summon Buzzsaw.
Alright, now don't forget about your ability when you
Yep.
flip Soundwave.
So I get to
Something
look at
to-
your hand,
Something to keep an eye on.
and I'll put that incoming transmission on top of your deck.
Definitely a dynamic to be wary of whatever the card reads. Getting used to this. Some new mechanics.
Put a Smoke Cloak onto Soundwave, so that gives him tough 1. Put an Inner Groove onto Ravage, gives him +1 attack. It's one of the new cards that came with this set. You can only put it on mini cassettes, but it gives them +1 attack and +1 defense, and it's a utility. So we're gonna swing at Blaster with Ravage. So I'm attacking for 4.
Blocking 2.
He's got Pierce 2, and then I flipped 3 black pips. So Pierce 4.
Alright. Alright. So let's flip Blaster. And then let's attack with yeah, let's attack with Steeljaw into Ravage. 2, bold 1, so he's attacking for 5.
Blocking 3, taking 2. Alright, draw. I'm going to play another Inner Groove onto Buzzsaw. I'm going to flip Ravage. When you flip to this mode, one of your characters gets Pierce 2 until end of turn. So I'm going to give Soundwave Pierce 2. And I'm going to attack with Soundwave against Steeljaw. Attacking for 6 total and 2, 3, 4, 5 of it is pierce.
Alright, I would have blocked 3, so I'm taking that 5 pierce.
So that pops your force field.
And I'm taking 4. Alright, and I'm going to trade for this escape route. Alright. Draw a card. Alright, let's start with flipping Blaster. And let's deploy that last character. So eject. When he defends, enemies can't use bold this turn. Alright, and I can play the top card off of my deck. Oh, look at that, another force field. So, here you go, Steeljaw. I have a force field. Let's try and take a big swing here. I'm going to play a daring counterattack. And let's take a risk here. I'm going to swing it. Let's see if we can't take out... We'll take out Ravage here this turn. So he's got Pierce 6, plus Bold 1 from Steeljaw, so... So he's attacking for 5, 6, 7, 8, and 6 of it is Pierce. And then let's trade for that backup beam.
Alright. Draw a card. New escape route, Soundwave, and then flip Soundwave, launch Frenzy. And I'm gonna look at the top card of your hand.
Well, we know it's a backup beam because I just picked it up.
You can go ahead and put that on top of your deck. Alright, so that was my action. I'm gonna put a piercing blaster onto Frenzy. And then I'm gonna attack with Buzzsaw. When this attacks, you may play a blue weapon. So I'm going to put a Scoundrel's Blaster onto Buzzsaw. And I'm swinging at Blaster. So...
So we're attacking for 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep.
Well, that's going to take care of that force field, and he's taking 4.
Yep.
Alright, so I am going to flip eject and look at the top 2 cards of my deck, and then I can scrap them if I want. Alright, I'm going to scrap the top card. So then I'm going to incoming transmission. Alright. So when I flipped eject, he also has stealth. While he's in cassette mode. I'm going to play a backup beam onto Ram Horn. And then I'm going to attack with Ram Horn into well, let's take a swing at Soundwave. So for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Gross. Attacking, blocking 4. So taking 3. He's up to 9. Draw. I'm gonna swing at Blaster for 3 pierce. For 6 pierce.
Whew, good thing he's only got 3 attack. Oh, that's enough. Oh, here I was thinking that he was gonna survive.
No.
That's enough to take out Blaster. Alright. Ouch. Blaster's down.
Thank God. I don't have to worry about recover cassette now.
I don't think I was getting one of those since we saw me waste all of those at the beginning of the game.
You reshuffled.
Yeah, I suppose here we'll just flip eject and we'll take a swing into... Let's take a swing into Frenzy. For 6.
Blocking 2, taking 4. And then we all untap. Draw a card. I'm going to play Calculated Strike, which gives Frenzy plus 2 attack and 2 more pierce. And I'll take a swing into Ramhorn for 5 pierce.
Alright, we would have blocked 4, but we're taking 5.
Yep.
Alright, I'm going to put a handheld blaster on eject and then take a swing into Frenzy.
Alrighty.
For 4.
I'm blocking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm taking 0. I'm gonna grab this escape route. The Scoundrel's Blaster. Alright, draw a card. recover cassette. If you have Blaster or Soundwave on the battlefield, you may put one of your mini cassettes from the battlefield under it. So the damage counters from Frenzy are going to go away. And then, if you do, repair 2 damage from one of your characters, and then put this card in your KO area. So that goes hang out with Ravage. I'll heal 2 damage off of Soundwave. Piercing Blaster goes away. I will then flip Soundwave. And for my upgrade, I will play a Blast Shield onto Buzzsaw. And then I will attack with Buzzsaw. And we'll go into eject, the only person I can. So we're attacking for 6.
We're blocking 2.
3 of it's pierced.
So he's taking 4. Oh, we're going to take this backup beam. Alright, we're going to put a backup beam onto Steeljaw. We're going to flip Steeljaw. When you flip to this mode, each of your characters gets bold 1 until end of turn. And then we're going to play a daring counterattack. So choose one of your characters. It gets +1 until end of turn for each Autobot mini cassette in your KO area. Oh. Wow, not having Blaster just destroys this card.
Yeah, so it doesn't do anything.
The chosen character also gets Pierce 6 until end of turn. Well, without Blaster, this card is pretty useless.
Yeah. It's just...
I thought that card was going to give me a chance to be able to play it, so I guess...
He'll not play it.
I guess I'll not play it. And just attack with Ram Horn into Buzzsaw. Alright, that's that. We've got bold 2.
And then bold 1.
Bold 1 from Steeljaw. So 3, 4, 5, 6.
Blocking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Taking 1. Blast Shield goes away.
So much for thinking that that card was going to help me to start to even the battlefield a little.
Draw a card.
Didn't realize that you had to have Blaster out on the playfield for that to still be relevant.
I'm going to flip Soundwave to summon Frenzy back out onto the battlefield. I get to look at your hand, choose a card from it, and you can put it on top of your deck. I am then going to play Escape Route. Flip Buzzsaw. When you flip to this mode, you may move a weapon from one of your characters to another one. So I'll just move the Scoundrel's Blaster over here to Frenzy. And then I will attack Ramhorn with 2 Pierce. 4 Pierce, because I flipped 2 Black Pips.
It only would have blocked 2.
So 5 total, 4 Pierce.
By Ramhorn.
That's a go.
Flip Steeljaw back over to give him his bold 1. I will again play a daring counterattack, but this time he'll get +1 from having Ramhorn. But unfortunately, no Pierce. And then we'll take a swing with...
Yep. At
Steeljaw.
Frenzy, because Buzzsaw has stealth, because he's a cassette.
Here we go. For 5.
Well, I blocked 3 of it. Taking 2. And then draw. I'm gonna flip Buzzsaw back over. No, I'm not. Change my mind. I'm gonna flip Frenzy. So when you flip Frenzy to this mode, your opponent reveals the top 2 cards of their deck. And I may choose to have your opponent scrap those cards. I'll have you... I don't need you to scrap those cards.
I didn't think so.
And then I will play Intercept Communications. I'm going to draw 2 cards. I'm going to choose... And then I have to choose a card in my opponent's scrap pile and put it on top of their deck. I'll put this escape route on top of your deck. And then I'll play a Smoke Cloak onto Buzzsaw. And then attack Eject with Soundwave.
He blocks 2.
Attacking for 6, 3 of its Pierce.
So he's taken 4.
Yep.
Play a Combat Protocol on Steeljaw. And I'll attack with Steeljaw.
Against your only available target.
Soundwave.
Yep.
Two, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for 8. 2, bold 1, bold 2, bold 1.
And then tough 1. 2 more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Blocking 6.
Taken 2.
Taking 2. Back up to 9. Draw a card. I'm gonna flip Buzzsaw. I'm gonna throw Steady Shot onto Buzzsaw, and in the ultimate jerk move, I'm gonna attack with Frenzy. Nope. Alright. Yep, never mind. I'm going to attack with Buzzsaw against Steel Jaw.
Blocking 2.
Attacking for 6. Take 4.
Into the only available target. For 4.
Tough one. Blocking 4. Draw.
It was a great game. 2 Scoundrels Blasters to pierce each of the guys away on the final turn.
Yep.
Got a little too aggressive there with Blaster in the beginning.
Yep.
Took too much damage and could not withstand the onslaught of the Pierce.
Yeah.
So, 2 very different outcomes from the 2 games that we've played.
Yeah, that first game.
The first game.
You managed to pull off that Blaster, pierce 6 4 times.
And take down the Decepticons. And was not a non-factor in this game, but definitely a card that would help even the playing field.
Yeah. So I didn't even get to play one of my cards, one of my special cards. Buzzsaw, Ravage, Frenzy, Attack. If you have Buzzsaw on the battlefield, draw a card. If you have Ravage on the battlefield, do 1 damage to an enemy. If you have Frenzy on the battlefield, your opponent chooses one of their armors and scraps it.
Yeah,
so that can be... I mean, that's pretty powerful because it does... If you have all 3 out, you're doing all of that stuff. Even if you only have 2 of them out, you're doing 2 of those things. It's pretty...
And we didn't get to see Interpret the Airwaves. Play only if Blaster was on your starting team. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck and put them back in any order.
So that's essentially a master plan type deal where you're... It's better than a master plan, really. Because you're just looking at the top 5 cards of your deck and putting them back in whatever order will most benefit you.
And that's only if Blaster was on your starting team, so doesn't have to be on the battlefield at that point for that card to be relevant.
Yeah, unlike your other one.
Yes, that requires Blaster to acquire the Pierce 6 ability.
And what was the other armor that you have? That white armor. That's the special for that deck.
There's one other card. Obstructive Rhythm. For each mini cassette you have on the battlefield, the upgraded character has tough 1. So definitely a potent armor card at the beginning.
Mid-game. Yeah.
If you've got your cassettes out there.
Yep.
Would have been potent at the end. Having
when
it
you
out
had
there.
only 3,
But
3 cassettes.
Not a lot you can do against the
Pierce. Alright, sounds good. So that was Blaster versus Soundwave.
Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Let us know what cards would you use, how we change this around. And yeah, thank you for watching. Have a great day.